working from home anymore. Okay. Greetings, and we're calling to order the, first we have to state that there was no report out of the closed session. Is that correct?
Sure, correct. The town council met in closed session with respect to the items on the closed session agenda, and there's no reportable action, and that concludes the report.
Thank you. Let's go through the opening ceremonies. Call to order.
Council members Abel,
Present.
Dennison,
Here.
Droz,
Here.
Schooler,
Here.
and Mayor Lombardo.
Here. And please all rise. First off, is Pastor Paul Miller here? Pastor,
He called, he's not able to make it.
he's not able to make it. Okay. So please stand, and I will lead you in the pledge. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Would you like to? We're going to have Councilman Abel lead us in an invocation.
Will you join me in a word of prayer? Father, we thank you for this time of year. We thank you that we have an opportunity to join together as a community. We lift up all those that we know, Father, that are struggling right now during this time of year of perhaps losing a loved one. Those that are dealing with the cold elements and all those things that are trials and tribulations, we lift them up to you. Help us, Father, just to make wise decisions as we meet as a council, as we meet as a community. Guide and lead us as we continue to do your work here. Protect our law enforcement officers, the first responders. Watch over our town and county staff as they're out there in the working with traffic and out in the field. We thank you for this opportunity, and we thank you that you're with us here tonight. And we ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Be seated. All righty. So we're going to go into presentations, introductions, and recognitions. First off, we're going to lead with the 2024 State of the Town event here. And I want to say good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for attending the Town Council meeting this evening. We have an evening full of eventful presentations, recognitions, and discussion items, and appreciate your interest in participating in tonight's agenda. Later this evening, we'll be appointing 2 new members to the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Commission, considering a military banner program and receiving an update on the recent 2024 Film Festival event. Hope you'll stay and participate in that. Thank you for joining us this evening for the 2024 State of the Town Address. As our friends, neighbors, colleagues, and business owners, we are grateful for your interest in the state of our town. This year's address was chosen to highlight some of the special characteristics and initiatives that define our town. From our focus on public safety to various projects and programs underway, you will get a taste of what drives us each and every day. For the next few minutes, I would like you to sit back and enjoy this brief video where we are able to share with you our recent activities and initiatives that help make Yucca Valley, our town, our home. So hit it. Hello, I'm Mayor Robert Lombardo. On behalf of the town of Yucca Valley, I'm excited to share with you the highlights of 2024 and our vision for the future. The annual State of the Town Address is a valuable moment to celebrate our successes, learn from our experiences, and recognize the challenges ahead. Yucca Valley continues to draw new residents and tourists interested in the nature, history, and community of our town, and we are dedicated to preserving the unique values of our community. It's been a sincere pleasure to serve you for this past year, and I hope you'll join my fellow council members and I as we review some of our achievements in 2024.
Public safety continues to be the top priority for the Town Council as we partner with San Bernardino County's professional agencies to provide high-quality public safety services for residents, visitors, and businesses. Yucca Valley was assigned a new resource officer for the 2024-25 school year. Deputy Alex Camacho assists school administrators and staff at the elementary, middle, and high schools to ensure the schools are safe learning environments for our students. Continuing a family tradition, Deputy Camacho is making a difference in our local schools. The Citizens on Patrol program remains key to creating a safe, family-friendly community by providing an engagement opportunity for citizens looking to promote safety in their communities. The town's Public Works Department continues to support our quality of life by maintaining and improving the town's 150 miles of roadways, many parks, playing fields, and public facilities. This fall, the town celebrated the groundbreaking of the Yucca Valley Aquatics and Recreation Center, representing a valuable investment in health and wellness opportunities for residents and surrounding communities.
I had dreams of having someday in Yucca Valley, having an indoor gym and an indoor aquatics center. It now is going to be a reality. There are kids today that are 7, 8, 9 years old that are going to dream big dreams with that facility. And the sky is the limit.
The town continued work on the Old Town Parking and Beautification Project, scheduled for completion in spring 2025. This will provide the area with parking, event space, restrooms, and electric vehicle charging stations. Thanks to the support of 3rd District Supervisor and Board Chair Don Rao, the town secured $1.6 million in county ARPA funds for a regional pickleball facility in Yucca Valley. We look forward to this engaging feature in the community. Yucca Valley moved into a new budget cycle, emphasizing investments in public safety, infrastructure, and quality of life, with over $15 million in funding dedicated to new infrastructure projects over the next 2 years. The town finished the 2023-24 fiscal year with exceptional financial results, leveraging its new investment program to retain $1.4 million in investment earnings. The town maintains healthy reserves to support local programs and services through the next 5-year period. The town also distributed a resident report about the impact of measures Y and Z, highlighting the many improvements funded by these measures, including hiring a sheriff safety specialist and additional detective, funding several park improvement projects, reducing sewer assessment costs, and more. We are pleased to report that both town measures passed overwhelmingly during the November election, with both Measure Y and Measure Z receiving over 82% support. The public's trust in the management, expenditure, and reporting of these revenue sources was demonstrated in their strong support, and we are grateful for their engagement and participation in the reauthorization effort. The Recreation Department hosted popular community events throughout 2024, including the Summer Music Festival, 4th of July Fireworks Spectacular, Yucca Valley Film Festival, holiday events, and more. They also expanded the lineup of enrichment classes, introducing pickleball activities and a new adaptive sports class. The town's senior center continues to be a lively location, offering social activities, wellness programs, advocacy resources, and senior meal programs. Phase 2 of the Senior Center Modernization Project is underway and will include ADA-accessible restrooms, lobby updates, office updates, and path of travel improvements. The High Desert Nature Museum is celebrating its 60th anniversary this year with a fresh look and talented staff providing engaging exhibits and events. We are grateful to have a facility dedicated to exploring the natural, artistic, and cultural heritage of the high desert. This year, the town's public art program launched the Utility Box program, installing artwork at 6 prominent locations. The Infinite Connections sculpture was featured in front of the library, and the Summer Music Festival was adorned with images from local artists. Formal calls for art were released, including designs for town entrance signage. The Planning Commission worked diligently to address several policy topics to help keep the community running smoothly. We thank our planning commissioners for their dedicated work in the community. We'd like to extend a special thank you to outgoing members of our Parks, Recreation and Cultural Commission, Jerry Melby, and Andrea Staley. Their input was invaluable to local leisure service and cultural offerings, senior services, and our community partners.
2024 welcomed exciting and ongoing opportunities for Yucca Valley, as seen in this brief snapshot. The voices of our residents are key to our success and efforts. We thank you for being engaged in our community. We celebrate Yucca Valley in 2024, and we look forward to the future. Well done, staff. That was really great. Thanks again to all our friends, neighbors, and colleagues for taking time to listen to our 2024 State of the Town event, proving that Yucca Valley really is our town, our home. Thank you again for allowing me to serve as mayor in 2024, and on behalf of the entire town council, I wish you a wonderful holiday season and successful 2025. Thank you. We're now going to proceed with the council reorganization and department reports. Well, I'm sorry, we got, excuse me, I skipped right over it. Recognition of outgoing Parks and Recreation and Cultural Commissioners. So I will have the nominating council members please go to the podium and meet our two recipients that are being recognized for their work on the Parks and Rec Commission.
So, Mayor, if I may, I have a few things I'd like to say about Andrea and her service for our community.
Sure.
And it is kind of a long list, but many of you don't probably really understand all the workings here in the town of Yucca Valley. We have certainly our Planning Commission, but the PRCC, the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Commission, are the ones that give us the flavor. It's the one that gives us those quality of life things and the artsy, craftsy things that we're starting to really enjoy and integrate into our community. And Andrea has been just an amazing leader within our commission. And I just wanted to bring up a couple things. She was originally appointed in 2016. And her commitment to our community, she was reappointed in 2022, so over 8 years of service, and also was the vice chair during 2017 and 18. So some of the things that has happened is in 2016, she was instrumental in supporting an increase in the High Desert Nature Museum budget, supporting our children's interactive summer exhibit program, which continues today. Our kids just love that area. Supported the museum through strategic plans, including a California Humanities Grant that created the giant rock exhibit, remodeling of the exhibit spaces, and updates to the collections policy and more. And that was quite a thing. We have a lot of history in the museum, and it was nice that she was there instrumental in bringing those things back to the forefront for others to enjoy. Supported expansion of our senior center. Those projects are continuing to go on now. And that was another project funded by Measure Y, which you saw a little bit today, including the addition of 2 new staff members. And today, the Senior Center has over 600 registered members who benefit from these senior support services. So these programs really build that, what I call, that sense of community. They have a social area to go to, and Andrea is just huge over there. In 2018, oversaw the update of the Parks and Recreation Master Plan. That was from 2008, so after 10 years, it was finally revitalized and brought us up to speed on some of the things our community wanted. The new plan was adopted by the town council, and it serves as the basis for the design of the new aquatic center, recreation center, along with other park improvements, including new amenities. We've seen them in Paradise Park, which was long overdue, North Park, which was recently completed, and you saw a little bit of the new additions coming to right here at the community center. Those pickleball courts with the help of Supervisor Rao. These things they're changing for us. Supported the arts. Some of you have seen some of the programs we have. And that was also in, let me see here. Oh, the film festival. I always forget about that. Sorry, Mayor. He's a huge fan of the film festival also, as we all are. But she sponsored the arts, encouraging a section for the Yucca Valley Film Festival for that to be the town's signature event in 2019. And that still carries on. It's now when it's headed towards its 6th year right here in this the Yucca Valley Community Center. Supported, in 2020, the commission began a review of the public arts policy. You've probably seen some of those. A lot of things we do recently is the public art display where the Christmas tree is sitting right now. And also a lot of our utility boxes are kind of getting fancy and arty. And that is a process that we reach out to the artists in the community to help design those. Andrea, once again, her fingerprints are all over that. In 2022, the Town Council adopted the Commission's art policy and public art fund and the public art programs for 22 to 24. And those are all the things that I talked about and many more. One of them that I really enjoy and has been a big hit year after year is our summer concert series. So that one is a blast. I love seeing the kids run on that beautiful grass and have fun. Andrea's always been a champion. And one thing I like and I look for in a commissioner is she's looking at the whole spectrum, from the youngest of kids to the seniors, that we can all get engaged. And you've seen that with the outdoor activities, working with young families, working parents, making sure they can attend these events. We've got the museum and outdoors and the senior center we've all talked about. And this is the big one. My kids were in the youth commission. She oversaw 6 youth commissions, encouraged all of them along the way. And in 2019, Andrea also did a face-to-face roundtable with the groups of the kids. Just a lot of her time committed to our town. And the most recent, which I've spoken of many times, and all of us, I think, have at one time or another, made it happen. You'll see it on the agenda tonight. We're moving forward, which is the establishment of our military banner recognition program in Yucca Valley. So like a lot of communities that are very, very thankful for their veterans and our military in the basin, will be able to recognize that throughout the year at different times. So her expertise and professionalism, obviously this list is just touching on it. There's a lot of work in the background. But if I may, Mayor, I'd like to go up to the podium, and Andrea, if you would join me, we have a little bit of a recognition for you.
Great.
You're so wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
On. I have one more thing that I want to say that I think is really important. Andrea doesn't just love the PRCC, she loves our town. She's been here at this dais and spoken to the council many times on public safety issues, infrastructure issues. She's the person that we all try and be, that you have to say something, to do something. So she gets out there and does really stretch across the whole spectrum of our town. And we're very blessed to have you.
Thank you.
We will fill the void. So this is presented to Andrea Stalli in recognition of the exceptional service to the town of Yucca Valley, with sincere appreciation for the dedication, commitment, and professionalism as a Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Commissioner. Thank you for your immeasurable contribution to our community, dated on the 17th day of December 2024.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
You want to help her hold it? There you go.
Well done.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for all your service.
No, thank you.
I wish you would.
I won't talk about dirt roads.
That's okay.
I won't talk about that. I just wanted to thank Councilmember Dennison and the rest of the council that allowed me to serve on the PRCC. I am under Sue's leadership, and with the amazing staff that's over there, I feel incredibly fortunate and blessed in order to give back to the community. Obviously, it's very important. I grew up here. I'm raising my family here by choice. I commute down the hill to go to work, and my husband commutes down the hill to go to work. So we truly choose to be here because we love this community more than I think we could possibly state. So I really want to thank you, Councilmember Dennison, and I want to thank the council for letting me come in here. She's one of the reasons why I got to step down. She has a lot of energy that I need to get focused someplace else. And Sue, thank you so much for your leadership. And I really hope that your future commissioners really take into consideration us working parents and us commuters that live in Yucca Valley. So thank you again for everything. I truly appreciate it. And this is very much appreciated. And I hope that I provided some sort of good service and we can continue to grow and develop this town for the betterment of all of our community members. So thank you again.
You set a great example. Councilmember Droz?
Yes.
Will you
Yes.
Please introduce your,
I will speak about PRCC member Jerry Melby. She's not here tonight. She moved to Indiana, and you might recall her from working at the post office. And she worked there for a long time, and I think she still does, but in Indiana. She got a better job opportunity, but she plans on moving back. But Jerry was appointed in 2017. She has over 7 years of service, including serving as vice chair in 2023 and chair in 2024. She's participated in the 2023 Color Fun Run and the 2024 Grub Stakes Run, and she's always supported the community. She has a family here, but like I said, she moved to Indiana. Commissioner Melby's support of new Measure Y programming at the Senior Center in 2018 has reinvented senior services in Yucca Valley and continues to provide vital services, health, and wellness classes. She contributed to the update of the decades-old 2008 Parks and Recreation Master Plan. This was a
Recording
big...
stopped.
Okay.
glad to hear that.
Recording in progress.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And anyway, she helped also, like Andrea, helped with the improvements to Paradise Park, Essig Park, North Park, and has contributed to the design of the new aquatic center. Commissioner Melby was a huge supporter of the arts in Yucca Valley. She helped with the start of the film festival also, and now it's in its 6th year. She also helped with the public arts policy, and which was adopted in 2022. She attended the ribbon cutting of the first art installation at the library, and she encouraged intergenerational programming and was very supportive of youth and seniors working together, including Tech Time for Seniors program offered by the Youth Commission. She's also supported the High Desert Nature Museum. And I want to say Commissioner Melby always supported programs enhancements to ensure that our residents enjoyed the same opportunities provided by other cities, and even better in many cases. She participated in many of the town's programs and even medaled in the Grub Stakes Run in 2022. So Jerry's not here, but congratulations, Jerry, and I'll send you the link to this meeting.
Now on to the council reorganization and department reports. The certification of November 5th, 2024 general elections. I'll have Leslie, our clerk, lead us in that.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm happy to report we made it through another election season. So I'm kind of glad that that's behind us. So a couple things. The town contracts with the San Bernardino County Registrar of Voters to conduct the elections here locally. The Registrar of Voters is required to certify and forward the consolidated election results to each of the agencies it provides services for, and this includes the town of Yucca Valley. So each jurisdiction must take formal action to accept these consolidated election results. So with that, some quick facts on the election. So the voter turnout is 70 to 75%. Looking back at the presidential election of November 2020, we're just below that, which 2020 had a really high turnout rate. So in 2020, it was 75 to 78%. So we're just a little bit off of that. A normal election, like in 2022, we saw 51 to 53%. So it just kind of shows you the difference in people's interests. Vote by mail continues to be popular. It's a convenient way. Voters could either mail their ballot in, they could drop it off in a designated polling location, or they could drop it off at the designated drop box in front of Town Hall. So the vote casts for District 2 and District 4, and you see those up there, those votes are within the districts only. So only voters within those districts were able to vote for their specific district. You'll see on Measure Y and Measure Z, they have larger turnout there, but that's because all the voters in Yucca Valley could vote on Measures Y and Z. So on our District 2 local election, Councilmember Jeff Droz ran unopposed. Those were the votes cast. And Councilmember Droz was elected to another term for 2024 through 2028. Okay, let's go backwards. Okay, so Councilmember Lombardo also was unopposed. Votes cast 1,399 for District 4 for a term 2024 to 2028. So Curtis is going to go ahead and finish up the presentation with information on Measures Y and Z.
Leslie, you can just run the next slide. So move to the next slide. Mayor and Council, important for this community, Measure Y and Measure Z were on the November ballot, and you can see the approval rates there. We don't often typically brag about things that we do here, but this one is something to be super proud of, and we just wanted to show you that result as it relates statewide. So go ahead to the next slide. Interestingly, in November 2024, there were a significant number of different measures that went all across the state. School bonds, because of the statewide school bond, many of the individual school districts had measures as well, so 204 school bonds. 81 plus 14, 95 sales tax, general sales tax measures across the state. And then you can see the different types of tax and measures moving forward on the ballot below that. On the next slide, this is Measure Y. This is the approval rate, 83.2%. On the next, before you go to the next slide, Yucca Valley is at 83.2, highest in the state on any local add-on sales tax, general one, and you'll see how many that are on the next few slides. So just scroll through the next couple of slides. Tells you all of the other measures that were moved forward. You can move to the next slide. Yep, all of these less than Yucca Valley. Go ahead to the next slide. Yeah, it continues. Next slide. And then you can see a handful of them there at the bottom that did not pass. So that's Measure Y. You should feel very proud about the community engagement and the community participation in that measure. Measure Z, likewise, 82.2%, the highest in the state on any special designated transaction and use tax. You'll remember this needs a 2/3 vote. And so the town was, again, successful in that effort, and we're very, very grateful for the public's participation, understanding what the measures were, and then participating in that vote for the future of the town. Next steps as we move forward into the implementation for both of these, council members this evening will be sworn in on your consent agenda. Measure Y and Measure Z implementation package with the California Department of Tax and Finance Authority is moving forward. Measure Y with this action is authorized until ended by voters. Measure Z is authorized and extended until 2038. And then it's never too early to begin thinking about the next election cycle. Well, it probably is, but we put it up there anyways. In 2026, Districts 1, 3, and 5 will be up for election. So that concludes the staff report on this item, and it would be appropriate for the council to take action approving the resolution before you.
So, we have.
Yes, first of all, I'd like to congratulate both our council members for being reelected this term. They've done a fantastic job, and I know they'll continue to represent the community in the best of their abilities. Also, wanted to thank the community and their trust and faith in us by passing measures Y and Z. It really reminds us that we need to continue to represent the community and use those funds as wisely as possible so that they know that their vote was very, very I guess, needed and very much appreciated. So congratulations to both of our council members as well as to the community for their investment in the future. I'd like to move the recommendation in recognizing our general election numbers.
I'll
Second.
Council members Abel,
Yes.
Dennison,
Yes.
Droz,
Yes.
Schooler,
Yes.
and Mayor Lombardo.
Yes. Very good. Okay, so we're on to oaths of office. Leslie
Okay,
will
so
begin.
now's a fun time. If I could have our newly elected up front, and we'll do a formal oath of office for your new term. Just up here's fine.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. So I'm going to give you little snippets of words, and then you just repeat those. Okay. Okay. So I, and state your name,
I, Robert Lombardo,
Jeff
Did-
Droz.
do solemnly swear or affirm
do
solemnly swear or affirm
to support and defend
to support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to
and allegiance to
the Constitution of the United States
the
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and I will well and faithfully
and I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job.
All righty. So, let's see. We're going to take a recess.
I have a presentation before we go.
One more
Well, I'll let you
item.
then.
So now's the time that we are going to be appointing or selecting our mayor and mayor pro tem for 2025. So at this time, I'd like to open nominations for the position of mayor.
Madam Clerk, I'd like to nominate Mayor Pro Tem Jeff Droz to serve as mayor.
And I would second.
Okay.
Do I have any other nominations? None, so we'll close nominations. So we'll have a roll call vote. Got so many moving parts here. So council members Abel,
Yes.
Dennison,
Yes.
Lombardo,
Yes.
Schooler,
Yes.
and Mayor Droz.
Yes, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
So now we're going to go and we will be selecting our mayor pro tem for 2025, and I'll open up those nominations.
Okay.
Madam Clerk, I'd like to nominate Councilmember Abel to serve as Mayor Pro Tem in 2025.
And Dennison will second that.
Do we have any other nominations? Seeing none, we'll close the nominations and a roll call vote. Council members Abel,
Yes.
Dennison,
Yes.
Lombardo,
Yes.
Schooler,
Yes.
and Mayor Droz.
Yes. Okay, so thank you, Leslie, and congratulations on a great run, Mr. Former Mayor now, But I appreciate all, yeah, appreciate all that. Let's see here. So I have a few words to say. So in lightheartedness, so hopefully all of you understand these comments. So my first action, it's my pleasure this evening to recognize our outgoing mayor, Mayor Robert Lombardo, and thank him for his service as mayor throughout 2024. But before we do that, some of my observations about Mayor Lombardo. So I ran into Mary, his wife, and I'm happy for her and their kids, Nikki and Abby. Their life will be simpler now at home because Mary told me he likes to be called by his titles, Dr. Mayor. So when they're having dinner, she's saying, pass the mashed potatoes, she says, Dr. Mayor, pass the mashed potatoes. Now it's just doctor, unless he wants to be called council member also.
It's not even doctor anymore.
Okay, well, you're still a doctor. So being a doctor, he can pull a tooth painlessly, correct? That's what he always said. And his kids were on commercials. He caters to cowards. But when he speaks, it's not so painless. There are many famous Lombardos, but the most famous besides him is Guy Lombardo. You remember him, the band director in modern times. But in the old days, there were many Lombardos in the 1400s and 1500s in Italy, including sculptors and architects, which is about the time of his birth. He may remember them. In fact, he's so old, his favorite sport is jousting and chariot races. But there's no controversy with the Lombardo name at all because, nothing to do with the mafia or anything. I mean, Lombardo family dentistry, if you don't pay your bill, what are they going to do? The Lombardo family? I don't know. But he ran unopposed also, so maybe that's part of the Lombardo family. I don't know. We appreciate Mayor Lombardo's Coffee with the Mayor events every month. He had good participation, but would have had even more if he didn't eat all the donuts.
Oh, come on.
Everybody knows Mayor Lombardo's creative mind, out-of-the-box thinking, right? He thinks out of the box. And did you hear his latest idea? He wanted to flood Morongo Valley and Joshua Tree to make Yucca Valley beachfront property. And another out-of-the-box idea, windmills create energy. Well, he wanted to pump energy into the windmills and put them on the hills to blow the wind out of Yucca Valley. And he also wanted us to work on Angel's Flight. That was a zip line from Desert Christ Park to Black Rock called Angel's Flight. And the town hall redo, I don't think that was in the presentation, but the whole town hall here is going to be redone. And he wants to add a Disney type attraction called Great Moments with Dr. Mayor Lombardo. It's an A-ticket ride. Okay, that's it. I don't think I can do any more. All joking aside, don't hold it against me. But on a personal note, I've been taking care of my sister, and she passed away recently. She was up here. But Dr. Lombardo actually went to her assisted living because she lost a tooth and checked her out in the facility and gave her advice about what to do. He's that kind of guy that he will do that kind of stuff. And as you know, the mayor serves as a ceremony leader of our town. And over the past year, Mayor Lombardo served as a great representative of the town. I think everybody knows that. We've seen him all over the place. It was common to see Mayor Lombardo at town events and ribbon cuttings, and we are so grateful for his service. If you attended any of these events, you would have seen your mayor in action, representing the town. Like League of California Cities events, Town of Yucca Valley 4th of July events, Town Summer in the Concert Series. He was at the Yucca Valley Aquatics Rec Center groundbreaking. Senior activities he attended, including lunches, other local charity events, our veteran breakfast and tribute, numerous Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center events, and of course, on the mines, he was one of the mines at the very beginning behind the Yucca Valley Film Festival that we all know is so successful today. He was one of the people that started that. And you might have been the original person. So thank you for that. So it's my pleasure to present to the mayor a small token of our appreciation for the dedication and commitment Councilman Lombardo has shown over the past year as mayor to the town of Yucca Valley. And do we have that? Somebody bring it? Oh, it's up front. Okay. Okay. So, Mayor Robert Lombardo, thank you for your service, dedication, and leadership as Yucca Valley's mayor in 2024. Presented December 17th, 2024, from the Yucca Valley Town Council. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, okay.
All set?
I'm not sure.
Well, give me the microphone. Oh,
Okay, so here we go.
I have a new title?
Yes. So this is your new title for your desk at home. Mary can use it. Robert Lombardo, chopped liver. I don't know if you know the joke, but once you've been mayor and everybody goes, oh, you're the mayor, you're the mayor, you're the mayor, and then in one day, then it's like, it ends, and that's it. So now he's chopped liver. Oh, thank you for your Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we're gonna have a recess. The playground is up back. No, and Leslie told me we have cake here, so let's take a 10-minute break. Thank you.
Dr. Mayor, thank you guys.
All right, my friend, you're moving all the way across the...
Oh, I'm backing up? All right. Did Jim save my seat?
Okay, so let's get started. So let's restart the meeting, whatever the proper wording is. So there we go. At 7 o'clock. Yeah. 7 o'clock. So again, thank you, Councilmember Lombardo. And now we're looking for the approval of the agenda.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve tonight's agenda as prepared.
I'll second it.
Councilmembers Abel.
Yes.
Dennison.
Yes.
Lombardo.
Yes.
Schooler.
Yes.
And Mayor Droz.
Yes. Next is a public hearing.
Oops, you got to
Oh,
vote on the consent agenda.
oh, I skipped that. Thank
I'll
you.
make a motion, we approve the consent agenda.
We did the agenda, so.
Who's on first?
So Mayor Dennison
What's
will
on
second the
second? I
consent
don't know.
agenda.
Read the consent, all items.
Okay, so well, the consent agenda. All items listed on the consent agenda are routine matters or formal documents covering previous town council instruction. Items are enacted by one motion and a second without separate discussion unless a member of the town council or town staff requests dialogue on a specific item at the beginning of the meeting. Requests for public comments on the consent agenda items should be filled out with the town clerk. So does anybody in the public have any comments on the consent agenda? I see and hear none. So council members, any comments, or do you want to move the item?
I would like to make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Dennison will second the item.
Council members Abel,
Yes.
Dennison.
Yes.
Lombardo.
Yes.
Schooler.
Yes.
And Mayor Droz.
Yes. Now we have a public hearing. Do I need to start okay, yes. So let's open the public hearing. Thank you, Tom. Community Development Block Grant, CDBG prioritization hearing. So the recommendation is that the town council allocate the entire final town's fiscal year 2025-26 CDBG allocation of $124,701 or as revised to the following improved town project. Senior Center improvements, $124,701 or as revised. And number two, as part of that, is direct staff to invite non-funded organizations to apply for general fund or Measure Y fund partnership consideration as part of the fiscal year 25-26 budget process. So is there anyone in the public that would like to comment on item number 13?
Mayor, if we might, let's go ahead and have the staff presentation on the
Okay.
item, and then we'll take
Yeah,
some
that's
public
right.
comment.
Thank you for the help.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. It's nice to see you all this evening. I'll just briefly go over some of the basics for this public hearing and the grant opportunity. So as Mayor read, this allocation or this recommendation is to allocate funding for the CDBG 25-26 funding cycle. So just a brief background, this funding is allocated to the town of Yucca Valley through a cooperation agreement with the San Bernardino County and their Community Development and Housing Department. Applications are open for all applicants in the area to submit project and program proposals in November and December. Town staff receives an eligible application list from the county a few weeks ago. We're able to provide that list as part of the staff report this evening. There was a total request of funds of $1,084,450. There's a typo on my staff report there. There were a total of 2 projects requested and 2 programs. The recommendation this evening is to fund the Town of Yucca Valley's Senior Center Improvement Project. And then the other 3 eligible applications and their applicants have been recommended to be forwarded for the town's Measure Y Partnership Program funding, which applications open usually in February or March of the following year. So there is the Center for Healthy Generations Parking Lot Improvement Project, the Town of Yucca Valley Library Literacy Program, and a new applicant, which is the Girls on the Run and the Empire Program. So we've reached out directly to those applicants, invited them to the meeting tonight if they'd like to make comment, and otherwise we reach back out to them during the Measure Y funding program. I'd be happy to answer any questions about any of the application process or the grant after public comment. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jordan. Is there anyone in the public that would like to comment on item number 13? Okay, I see and hear none. Any council members or anyone want to move on this?
Yeah, I had spoken to a few ladies from the senior center. This is not the item that you're wanting to speak on tonight?
Of the senior center?
Yeah, the senior center remodeling? Okay, so this would be, Curtis,
This is not related to the actual project itself. It's funding allocation from CDBG. The items that we understand that might come up under the senior center would be better or more
Future.
appropriate under general public comment at the end of the
Okay,
meeting.
I just wanted to make sure you have a chance to speak, but that'll be later. So I just wanted to make sure before we moved on. So the allocation funding for the project, I think we're expecting this, so I would make the motion unless there's any other council discussion. I'll move the item.
Second.
Councilmembers Abel,
Yes.
Dennison.
Yes.
Lombardo.
Yes.
Schooler.
Yes.
And Mayor Droz.
Yes.
And we'll take that the public hearing is now closed.
Okay,
Thank
public
you.
hearing is closed, thank you. Now we're going to start with department reports. And we're going to start with Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Commission appointments. We saw that 2 people left the PRCC today, and we have 2 appointments for their replacement. So let's see how that goes. So
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This first department report this evening is to appoint 2 commissioners to the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Commission due to the recent resignations of Commissioners Melby and Staley. After a recruitment period, we received 13 applications received by individuals interested in the position. In accordance to the town's manual for procedure guidelines, council members have the opportunity to nominate interested individuals. In this case, 1 nomination will be made by Mayor Droz and the other by Councilmember Dennison. The nominations will require ratifying by the majority vote of the council. The commissioner term for Mayor Droz's nomination is for a full term expiring January 31st, 2029. Councilmember Dennison's appointment is to complete a current term through January 31st, 2027. So the recommendation is to affirm each of these council members' nominations. And it is my suggestion to make each of the appointments separately with a separate vote, 1 motion at a time. And this concludes the staff report. I'd be happy to answer any questions following public comment.
all right, well, I would like to speak about my recommendation. I think Councilmember Dennison would like to speak about his, maybe before we vote. So I'll go ahead and I'll start. So my recommendation is, she's in the audience here in the public, Charlotte Burns, and she is sitting over there. And Charlotte, I've known her since she was in high school. She's a long-term resident here. She did move away for a while. She actually worked in Seattle at the, is it called Mopop? Okay, in the museum up there in Seattle, right under the Space Needle. It's pretty incredible looking. She has a certificate from College of the Desert for natural resources. She has a liberal arts associate's degree at Copper Mountain College and a bachelor's degree from University of California, Santa Barbara in film and media studies. So I know Charlotte to be somebody that loves the high desert, has lived here her whole life, like I said, and I would like to nominate Charlotte.
Mayor, it may be appropriate if you want to extend an invitation to your nominee to introduce themselves and provide any other input that would be appropriate.
Sure, I wasn't sure if that was before or after, but Charlotte, if you want to come up and say something, that would be great.
All right. Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm Charlotte Burns. I was born and raised in the high desert. I grew up between Joshua Tree and Landers, but have lived in every single town in the high desert, officially. And yeah, I love this place. It's very dear to my heart. As Mayor Droz mentioned, I did move away for a brief stint, but as the desert does, it calls people back. And so here I am. I have recently bought a house in Yucca Valley, so I intend to stay for a very long time. And I want to, bring my passion for the arts and for recreation and all of that to this beautiful town. I grew up way out in Landers. We didn't have that many opportunities in Landers itself, so every time that the activities guide would come out, I would get very excited. And I would show my mom all of the fun things I want to do. And one of those things was the Summer Youth Theater out in Joshua Tree and the theater here that they did as well. And so I was first to audition. I loved it. It had a huge impact on my life. I wouldn't be the person I am today without it. Those activities are so crucial for the children out here and for the elderly as well, things that keep us very busy. And yeah, just gives us an opportunity to make a difference in our community. So I do appreciate your consideration today. And if you have any questions for me, please let me know. But I appreciate all of you and look forward to making a difference in the town. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody have questions for her? Any council members? No. Any public comment?
Love your enthusiasm. We're going to make good use of you.
Thank you, Charlotte. So that's my recommendation. So I guess we need to do that one first. See if anybody
Is that your motion then?
would like to, yes, if someone would like to, well, I'd like to move.
Yes.
And I'll like to second. Charlotte's awesome.
Council members Abel?
Yes.
Dennison?
Yes.
Lombardo?
Absolutely, yes.
Schooler?
Yes.
And Mayor Droz.
Yes, congratulations, Charlotte. Now we have Councilmember Dennison's recommendation.
Thank you, Mayor. So when Andrea Staley was up here, I said one thing that I looked for is someone that was rounded for our community that represented all of the ages. And we had 13 applicants this year for the PRCC vacancies. And that's, I believe, the deepest dive that I've seen in any selection period. And everyone was very good. There was so much information, it was very difficult to choose through all of this. But I did say that I think Yucca Valley has a bright future because there were so many great applicants in here. And tonight, the one that I've chosen that I hope my council members would agree is Audrey Wilcox, and she's also here with her family today. One of the things that got me is there was specific, conversation in her application talking about some of the things we enjoy: children, families, our seniors, and activities. And the activities that she did mention specifically was outdoor recreation and parks. We love our parks out here. We have some new parks coming on. She has a background in working with federal agencies, which we have a lot of federal land around here. We have BLM land, state land, federal agencies, and then, of course, the town itself and the county. So these are all things you understand when you're working with it. And here's one that's very similar to Charlotte, growing up in Yucca Valley. So she understands exactly what she's getting into and knows a lot of the things that people like to do here and that bring them joy and a sense of well-being, and that's a big part of it. She did move around quite a bit, going to school, getting her degree, but at the very end of it, she talks about the excitement of outdoor recreation and the things that we can do in the future with our kids. So I hope you would join me. It'd be my recommendation today to ask for your consideration of Audrey Wilcox, and I'd like to nominate her as our PRCC member.
Second.
Well, Audrey's here.
She is, yes.
Would she like to
So
speak?
Audrey, would you like to come up and speak also? And I think they'll get a better sense of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I just wanted to kind of give more of a background too. So yeah, we moved here when I was 2 years old, and then stayed here my whole life until I went to college, and then attended college in Utah and came back. So, Utah has a lot of national parks and public lands. So that's definitely, something that I really enjoy. And then I also have two of my boys here. My one's sitting here and one's out there. He got a little fussy, so we had to take him out. But yeah, just having them grow up here, and having the opportunities that I had. I swam with the swim team here, the Sand Sharks, and swam in high school and played a rec ball and everything as well. So, I want to have the outdoor opportunities for myself, my children, and the older generations, as well as, the sports and everything that I grew up with. So yep, that's it, I think. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciated going through the process with you. You've been great. So that is my recommendation and nomination for the PRCC.
Second again.
All right, so Councilmember Schoolers, well, he seconded it, and Dennison.
So Councilmember Zabel,
Yes.
Dennison,
Yes.
Lombardo,
Yes.
Schooler,
Yes.
and Mayor Droz.
Yes. Congratulations,
Fantastic.
Mayor, Mayor. May I ask, could we get a picture taken of them? They brought their two boys today, and it'd be quite a pleasure to get a picture of all of them together as our new PRCC member. Thank you. In here. Was that fun? Yeah. Okay, let's take a picture. All right, that was cool. Thank you very much.
Would you like to
Yeah,
do that?
come on up. Let's get our new ones up here. Come on, Charlotte. So, do you guys know each other since you both grew up around here?
No, I think there's a little.
Wow. Well, you'll get to know each other now.
Nice to meet you.
Congratulations. All right, next we have the Yucca Valley, number 15, Yucca Valley Film Festival 2024 event recap. Is that Sue?
Mayor and Council, Recreation Supervisor Clayton Reardon is here to present the report.
Oh, Clayton, okay.
Mayor, Council, I want to thank you for the opportunity to share the presentation for our 6th annual Yucca Valley Film Festival. Another great year, and before you have the recommendation to receive and file this report. I have Festival Director Matt Barra on Zoom. He's got a PowerPoint presentation that he'd like to present, so whenever Ryan's ready.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Excellent. Good evening, Mayor and Council. My pleasure to be here with you. We just had the 6th edition of the Yucca Valley Film Festival. As usual, I say it every year, but it's a joy ride. Really, it's an event that we take a great pride in organizing and in presenting to the community. And we wanted to thank you for your renewed confidence and trust in us putting this event out for the community. So we have a quick presentation for you. So first, we had a great review by the magazine Indie Rap. If you're a filmmaker, if you make movies, if you had your movie reviewed at any time, you are going to be very proud to have an Indie Rap review. And they identified the Yucca Valley Film Festival as a gem of film festivals. So we are very proud of that. And they saw that special thing that we have in Yucca Valley. So that was the 6th edition already. I'm going to show you pictures and infographics and a ton of stuff. If we can move to the next page, please. Thank you very much. So first of all, it was one of the best attended edition that we had at the festival. Over 1,000 people showed up through every night, every day. As you know, we start on Friday, 5 p.m. for the filmmakers and 6 p.m. for the main audience. And we never stop until the end of the festival on Sunday evening. It's really a marathon. It's a nonstop run to go through all the events, all the screenings. And once again, the community showed up. As you can see in the picture, we had a ton of people from the community. We received more than 400 movies this year from 29 different countries. This is important because, first of all, it means even if we are kind of a smaller festival, a community festival, we still receive a lot of submissions. So that's a lot of work to watch the movies, to review them. And that's what we do for 10 months before we actually arrive to the film festival. And what interests me the most is 29 countries. That means people in Madagascar, India, China, Mexico, Argentina, Canada, Europe. We receive movies from all over the place, and that really shows that for one event you organize, you can get people's attention and have their attention turned to Yucca Valley. And that was exactly what we wanted to achieve when we created the festival 6 years ago. And every year we have between 25 and 34, 35 different countries submitting movies to the Yucca Valley Film Festival. This is something that really needs to be underlined. Another thing that's very interesting, 36% this year of the filmmakers participating were returning filmmakers. Some of them came to the festival twice, 3 times, 4 times already. And that's really something that we've never seen in the festivals we organize. We've never seen that anywhere else. People come to Yucca Valley to the festival and they come back and again and again. And we already know a couple of them are going to coming back next year. They are making the movie right now, so they can be able to come back in 2025. If we can move to the next one. Thank you. So the first picture top left, it's the most of the filmmakers that we had this year, at least those who were at the final event. You can see Monsieur Cavale, you can see Clayton, you can see people who took part in different events, community stakeholders. So I think at some point we need a bigger red carpet because this one is becoming too small. Every year, the photographer is having a bit of a challenge to get everyone crammed into one picture. On the right side, on the yellow background, you have Natalie. She won the Yucca Valley Award this year for a documentary filmed in Yucca Valley. She's a local artist. Her family is here, and she won the Yucca Valley Award. It's one award that every year we dedicate for someone local or for a film that's been filmed locally to really underline the talents we have right here. And the picture at the bottom, you can see the kids. This was from the kids program, so all the animated movies we screened on Saturday. Again, this was one of the most, maybe the best attended kids program we ever had in 6 years. We did a lot more promotion this year also, but definitely the awareness of the festival is growing more and more every year. And we changed a couple of things in the program to allow families to attend more. Mayor Lombardo was at the kickoff of the festival, also gave a speech at the closing of the festival. On the right side, you have the team of the local police. They were here on Saturday night for a meet and greet. I'm going to come back to that later. On the bottom side, you can see the families and people having fun on the red carpet. That's something, again, that we are very happy that the community embraces it, that moment, especially for them. And on the bottom right, you can see one of the many picture signings that we have. I'll come back to that later also. If we can move to the next one. Thank you very much. A couple reviews. So again, and from the start, the film festival, Yucca Valley, we are a 5 stars reviewed film festival on the platform Film Freeway. Film Freeway is the one place where people submit their movies, and their reviews influence a lot the next filmmakers who are going to send movies to Yucca Valley. So a big part of our job as festival organizers is to really have the filmmaker enjoy the festival, so they leave a great review. So they're gonna help other filmmakers to know what they can expect from Yucca Valley, the town, and Yucca Valley Film Festival as an event. And we also were featured this year in a ton of national press outlets. I'm going to go back to that, but you have one from Fox right here. Definitely, Yucca Valley is making waves in the press, and we are very proud of that. Next page, please. Thank you very much. Community impact. That's why we do the festival. We do the festival for the community. And over the years, we've created many ways to involve the residents, to involve the tourists, to involve the artists, the community stakeholders, everyone. And it's definitely something that even the filmmakers, they notice. When they come to Yucca Valley, when they leave, and we receive the emails a couple of days after, what they usually say is, we saw that the community is really involved, and we appreciate that because that's not something you find in a lot of festivals nowadays. On the bottom pictures, on the left one, you have Monsieur Cavalry Court with one of the filmmakers, happy filmmaker to be in such good company. And on the right side, you have Spike, the CMC, Copper Mountain College mascot, with a few filmmakers and me, actually. If we can move to the next one. Thank you. The meet and greets. We started to do the meet and greets, I think, three or 4 years ago. The idea is very simple. We pick 3 community organizations, nonprofits, sports club, organization making a difference in the community. We give them the film festival as a platform so they can explain what they do in our community. And the filmmakers ask questions, and there's an exchange. It's a meet and greet, literally. So the three groups this year were the Supernova All Stars from 6, I think, to 12 years old. So we had baby cheerleaders doing a performance. And then we had the team of Captain Warwick on Saturday and Monsieur Cavalli on Sunday. If we can move to the next page. Thank you. So on Friday, we had the group of the Supernova All Stars. It's a new cheer and dance group of kids that we have in the high desert. And that performance was their first ever public performance. And we worked with them for a couple months ahead of the festival, and they created a special dance only for the film festival that was inspired by the Netflix Wednesday dance that was a hit on TikTok a couple of years ago. And they used that, and they also showed some aspects of their own routine. And they did actual stunts, you can see on the pictures, jumping up and down, doing the, I don't know what that's called, when they do the kind of the pyramid like that. So they explained what they do. The coaches were there. We had them on the red carpet, obviously. As you can see on the first picture on the top left, you can see a cell phone, and that was a live streaming on Instagram. Most of the Q&As, the meet and greets, the performance, and even some of the picture signings, we streamed live on Instagram, and that was very effective. Because when you see something happening on Instagram, and then we share the information that this is going to happen again and again and again, people see what it looks like, and then they attend more because they see the ambiance, the atmosphere, the content of the film festival and the program. And that also allows for some family members or people who could not be with us in person to join us through the live screening, especially on Instagram. On the next page, we're going to see that we did something very special this year. This is the first time we had such a community, a group from the community. We've been trying to have Captain Warwick and his team for a couple of years, and the dates fell in the right place this year. So they came and they explained what a day looks like, what's a day like in police officer in Yucca Valley and Joshua Tree and 29 in the Mongrel Basin. We also talked about how TV shows and movies sometimes are not realistic. Captain Warwick was actually a consultant on a couple films, so we had a very interesting back and forth and discussion with the filmmakers and the audience members about police shows and movies, and how sometimes it's hard when you're a cop to watch a movie or a TV show because it's not realistic. because it's not the way it actually happens in real life. So that was interesting. And on the second half, Captain Warwick brought 3 police cars that were parked in the back of the community center, and they allowed the filmmakers to step inside the cars to look at the equipment. They explained how the computer works. They showed us all the tools they use on a daily basis, and that was really something unique, because usually when you're a filmmaker, you want to know these things. You want to know how a shield works. You want to know how's the inside of a police car, because if you have to write a scene in a script that's happening in a police car, if you've been there, you're going to be a better writer, and then you're going to be a better filmmaker. And that was also an opportunity for all the team of Captain Warwick, and I'm very grateful for them, to explain what they do in our community and how they are a resource and an ally for our daily lives. On the third day, we brought, on the next page, please, we brought the filmmakers to the White Horse Ranch. That was on Sunday morning. That's a ranch that's up in Landers, between Yucca Valley and Landers. And that's a place where they have filmed commercials, TV shows, movies. Sharon Stone was here. Billy Cyrus shot a music video here, Western movies, of course. It's a whole small city, actually much bigger than Pioneer Town, and it's an actual set. Everything is real, and we brought the filmmakers there, and we had the meet and greet with Miss Yucca Valley on location. We discussed about the Miss Yucca Valley program. We had an exchange between the team spirit and the team effort. How does it work when you're Miss Yucca Valley to be engaged in the community? How does it work when you're a director of a movie to engage with your team making the movie? So that was very interesting. And once again, Miss Yucca Valley and the whole court and John were a resource for us to help bring the filmmakers into the vibe of our desert. That was a very successful event for the filmmakers. That was one of the biggest highlights of the weekend. There are many, many more pictures on Facebook. If you're interested in anything that I'm presenting, we have thousands of pictures on Facebook if you want to see more. If we can move to the next page, please. Thank you very much. The picture signings, we started to do them again, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and now they became one of the main attractions of the film festival. After each screening, all the directors, actors, filmmakers, producers sit behind these red tables. And it's a moment that the community members and the festival goers use to ask even more questions to the filmmakers. They get an autograph and they get to make friends. And they really go into long discussions sometimes, and Mayor Lombardo can attest to that because he was at a couple of those. And some of these picture signing events were like 45 minutes long. On the schedule, it was supposed to be 10 minutes, but sometimes bleeding between 2 events, people would not leave and they would want to stay with the filmmakers. And the filmmakers, again, said, I never experienced that on any other festival. There's really a community factor to the Yucca Valley Film Festival that makes us very different from any other event. And it's a very simple idea. Again, it's not something groundbreaking, but creating the context and the environment from any resident of Yucca Valley or the Morongo Basin to meet and have 10, 15, 20 minutes with an artist from LA, San Diego, Texas, Taiwan. That's something very valuable, and I'm very happy for the community to enjoy that platform. Next page, please. Special events. We did a ton of special events. The first one that we are very proud of that was announced on the radio before the festival, we've been able to secure 1 episode of the Smurfs, so the international animation franchise. And that was really to the joy of all the kids who attended the film festival. And that was our main feature at the end of the animation block that we had for the families this year. Then you have a couple of pictures of the red carpet. Again, it was very interesting and very pleasing for us to see that people made the effort to dress up and to enjoy the red carpet to the fullest, even if it was a little cold some days, but the temperature was actually pretty good this year. So you can see Janie on the left. She was one of the documentary filmmaker. In the middle, you have Ethan, who's one of our residents in Yucca Valley, returning to the film festival. Also, he was one of the artists showing a couple of years back. And on the right, the two guys standing here with the badge, they come from Taiwan. So again, that's really to tell you the attraction that the Yucca Valley Film Festival can be. Filmmakers coming from Taiwan, making a movie, showing the movie to the kids. It was an animation film. It's really important for them and for us. And you have a dog. We had a couple dogs this year enjoying the red carpet. That was pretty fun. Next page. State of Hollywood was a very successful event. I'm going to go quick on this one. Brent Huff, who was the winning documentary filmmakers 2 years ago, came back, introduced our new masterclass speaker this year, and we did a whole 1 hour panel about the state of Hollywood, because as most of you may know, there's a dire situation in Los Angeles right now. Most movies are going away to Texas, Ireland, Nevada, other places. So we discussed all that with actors, producers, directors, and that was very interesting. The roundtable has become a staple of the Yucca Valley Film Festival. So we had 9 script writers and composers this year. Again, a very interesting piece of panel to discuss the craft of writing scripts and the craft of making music for the screen. Next page. The pitch practice was a new event that we tested. So we paired members of the community with filmmakers. The filmmakers had 1 minute to pitch a movie idea, and the community members had 1 minute to give them feedback, advice, ask some questions. That was in the model based on a speed dating. So only 1 minute each, and then you switch tables, you switch seats, and that was very dynamic. The masterclass was with Shane Stanley. Shane is a director, producer, editor. 11 times Telly Award winner. He's got a couple of Emmys also, and he came to Yucca Valley for the masterclass. Talked about his movie #1 on Netflix. Talked about his movie #1 on Hulu, different film. And again, that was 1 hour and a half of discussion with him, and then another hour easily at the signing table, shaking hands and meeting members of the community and answering more questions from the filmmakers, from people in the attendance, from everyone, literally. Next page.
Matt, if you can go ahead and just highlight, focus on your highlights and then wrap it up. We're just running a little bit long on this item.
Absolutely. So the awards, you know about it. We changed the concept a little bit this year. That was faster, as I'm trying to be. The industry event, I talked about it. Pictures, pretty pictures. Let's move to the next page. The press, I'm going to be quick on this one because you have the elements. Yucca Valley Film Festival was featured in more than 550 outlets this year, all across the US. So not only magazines and press outlets in California, but also in Utah, Oregon, Wisconsin, Idaho, and many other places. TV, radio, all of that. We've made specific efforts to really raise the awareness and have people talk about the Yucca Valley Film Festival. If you can move along, thank you. We had the Desert Sun. Next page. This is the Fox article. Next page. This is the article on indie rap. You can go online. It's on the Facebook page. Next page. This is different local. This is the high desert stuff mostly. I think next page we have the radio. We've been on the radio with Gary. Clayton was with me. That was, again, very fun. Next page. We know about that. We've been 5 times ranked in the top best 100 film festivals in the world in terms of review. We keep going. I don't know where we're going to stop, but we're going to keep doing that. Economic impact, I'm going to be very quick. Basically, most of the filmmakers we receive are going to be from California. But when people come from Texas, from Taiwan, from other places, this is very important to them. They made a choice to come to Yucca Valley, and that's our job to make the weekend very special for them. Next page. Accommodation, that was interesting because in a couple of previous years, filmmakers used to go to short-term vacation rentals, Airbnbs. Now the trend has reversed, and most of them stay at a hotel in Yucca Valley because they want to be as close as possible to the community center so they can attend most of the events that the festival has to offer. Next page. Travel, most of them come driving. It could vary in the years. Sometimes we have people coming by plane from using the Yucca Valley Airport. So that's a question we ask every year. Next page. People were very, very interested in attending the awards. Most filmmakers understandably want to know if they win a prize. And we've changed the hours a little bit this year. And the final night was maybe the best, I think, in my opinion, the way I felt it, was the best closing night we had in 6 years. I can give you more details about that if you want later. Next page. This is the expectation of the filmmakers. Nothing very important to see. Let's move on. That's a review. On the left, you have Josh returning 3 times to the Yucca Valley Film Festival. On the right, he's a local artist. Next page. Okay, 2025, if we can move on to the next page, we are renewing the skeleton, the structure of the film festival, starting on Friday, going through Sunday night. In blue, you have the screenings. In yellow, you have everything that's picture signing, Q&As, discussions, exchanges, all of that. And in purple, you have the industry events. So the roundtable, when we visit a movie set, stuff like that. That formula works very well. Every year we switch a few things, but definitely this is a formula we want to keep. Next page, please. And for the 7th edition, we would like to confirm the dates as soon as possible, because as you know, there's a lot of events in the basin. And if we can announce the dates in advance, that helps a lot for program. And that also helps a lot all of our partners who know what weekend it falls. And so we can all organize our work. A few recommendations we wanted to make, but definitely the whole, like I said, the structure of the event should remain the same because it's a successful formula. But definitely we want to keep moving things in and around so we keep the festival fresh every year, even if the structure keeps the same. I'm not sure we have a next page after that. We do have, yeah, the kids, but definitely it's one of the highlights. We wanted to thank you because it's been 6 years already. We wanted to thank the council members, the current mayor, all the previous successive mayors of Yucca Valley, the stakeholders, the community, obviously, because the participation and the attendance is growing every year, and we appreciate that. We wanted to thank town staff from the city manager to the volunteers because we do all the program, but when we walk in the actual room, we step into Yucca Valley Town Hall, we step into Yucca Valley territory, and we want to keep doing that and respect the work of everybody working for the film festival. The PRCC, obviously, never forget them. And Ryan at the AV table. Ryan, I forgot to thank you when we wrapped the festival this year, but I didn't want to forget to thank you today. That's it for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt. Yeah, so that concludes the staff report, the recommendations to receive and file, and staff would be happy to answer any questions following public comment.
All right. Thank you, Clayton and Matt. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. Are there any comments from the public on this presentation?
Mayor, we have a request to speak from Eric Menendez.
All right, Eric.
Be out of town, but I talked to him on the phone yesterday and briefly, because we were just talking about, we had a book festival in 29 Palms, which we also kind of know is Schitt's Creek. We had an inside joke at the last night of the film festival, but I just had to say Matt did an amazing job with this event. For the last 5 years I've lived up here, I've been so busy, working in the vacation rental market, I never had a chance to come to any of these events. And now that I'm not in that space and able to reconnect, and I'm working on helping us market things regionally, one of the things, one of the things I've been talking with the mayor about at his breakfast events is how we have all this talent up here, in these two towns who really do a lot for what we have with these limited resources. And Matt and I have worked together in tourism with the California Welcome Center and so forth. I think he's a great resource, and I just hats off to Matt and the city staff and Clayton, because Clayton worked his butt off that weekend. So anyways, I just want to say great job to Matt. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in the public? Okay, bring it back to the council.
Matthew, thank you so much for visiting us remotely. I know you couldn't be here, but a fantastic job. Congratulations. It's not only happened the first year, and we were really pleasant. It just continues to get better and better and better, and I know it comes with a lot of work. You and Oregon have put in tons of work, and thank you so much. You not only met our expectations, but you exceeded them, so congratulations.
And that's every year you exceed them. Thank you, Matt. It's been wonderful to work with you, and this has turned out to be the signature event that we had envisioned early on, and I'm very proud to see it happening, and look forward to what happens in the future. It seems to get better and better every year. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I appreciate that too, Matt, and the thoroughness of your report, the metrics that you have. I appreciate that once the event is done, that you follow up the way that you have on this and give us this kind of a report. And I know you and Oregon have so many projects in the film and music industry going on. I just thank you for taking the time and keeping this going for us.
All right. All right, thank you, Matt. This is a receive and file, so we'll move on. Thank you again.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
So now we move on to item number 16, Town of Yucca Valley Military Banner Program, or Recognition Program. So.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and Council. This evening, the item before you is the Town of Yucca Valley Military Banner Recognition Program. The recommendation is that the Town Council review the proposed policy framework for the town's Military Banner Recognition Program and approve the implementation of the program. Sorry. Okay, so some of the background on the Military Recognition Program is that the PRCC Commission requested staff to draft a policy and a framework for a military banner recognition program. So the purpose of the program is to honor the men and women that are actively serving in the military, veterans, and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for the country. The PRCC reviewed this program at their November 13th meeting and recommended taking it to the Town Council for approval. And if the Town Council approves the program, it would be developed over the next 6 months, depending on community participation. And the program administration would fall within the Community Services Department, PRCC review, and installation and maintenance of the banners by the Town Public Works Department. So some highlights of the program are that the program is available to town residents that are active duty, honorably discharged veterans, and again, service members that have given their life in the duty of the military. It also extends to family members, which would include spouses, parents, children, siblings, and grandchildren. The applications would be reviewed and approved by the PRCC and the town council, or you could delegate it to just the PRCC. And the proposed banners are 30 by 60 inches, and the policy calls for them to remain displayed for 1 year and then return to the applicant. And what we thought was initially the program would be located here within the Yucca Valley Community Center. That would be for the ease of implementation. We don't have to get any easements or anything like that. We own the poles that are here already. And then over time, that could be extended to other locations, such as perhaps Brim Park, maybe along some of our streets like Yucca Trail or Onaga Trail, something like that. The cost of the program is set up so that we would have a full cost recovery. The fees that we anticipate that the banners would cost would be about $150 for the creation of the banner and the fabrication of them, and if approved by the town council, staff would then seek corporate sponsorship for the program, so then ultimately it could be free for the family that's trying to get their banner up for their loved one. So here are some examples of the banners that we have. The one on the right would be replaced with the service member's picture, their name, and then their military branch. And then the one on the left would be used as more of a generic filler in case we don't have enough banners or participation in the program yet. We could put that up in place to kind of fill out a light pole. Because right now we have 5 light poles, which I'm going to talk about actually right now. The 5 light poles that we have are within the community center. There's a couple of them on the south side of the community center, and then there's some more on the north side. Each pole can accommodate 2 banners. So right now, right here within the community center, we can have up to 10 banners on these light poles right now. And this is what kind of it would look like if we put these up. So there's one showing the sample of what it would look like with one of the pictures, and the other one would be more of the generic layout. So some of the next steps would be that the town council review and approve the program for this evening. The program would launch upon approval in January, and then the potential installation would be by Memorial Day of 2025. And also, we wanted to mention too that the policy that you have in the staff report is a draft, and that we will be collaborating with the 29 Palms military base to ensure that any protocols that they would have would also be included in the final policy. So again, the recommendation is that the town council review the proposed policy and framework for the town's military banner recognition program and approve the implementation of the program. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions following public comment.
Thank you, Jessica. Is there anybody in the public that would like to comment on this item number 16? See and hear no one. Let's bring it back to the council. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Let's start on this side.
Well, thank you, Mayor. I just want to say I'm glad we got this program moved forward. I think it's an important reflection of our community. Thank you, Jessica, for the presentation, and it looks like an excellent start. We'll be able to start in our own community areas, like here in the Yucca Valley Community Center, where we have our veterans event every other year. But also, I really like the idea of like Yucca Trail or another trafficked area in our community. But it's a good start, and I like the presentation, and I look forward to sponsoring some of myself. Thank you.
Yeah, I think this is very appropriate for our community. The idea has been floated around over the years from time to time, and glad to see it's getting off the ground. Personally, I think the priority should be for active duty personnel, maybe top tier if we can fill it with currently active duty. It's just my preference, but thanks for getting it off the ground.
Anyone over here? Go ahead.
I also like the idea of the program. I think it's a great opportunity to also interact with the base, who is very much wanting to get involved in communities, and I can see a good partnership there. I've attended a couple of the things at the base where they give accommodation for person of the year kind of thing, what do I want to say? military member of the quarter, I think is what it is. And they've done some outstanding service that got recognition from their superiors, and they're awarded a kind of a little presentation. This might be an opportunity also to do something with that and get their name on a banner and hang it. And I think it would also be good to place these somewhere near our schools to act as examples to our kids of how we appreciate people that serve above and beyond, and deserve recognition, and kind of build more pride back again in our military and our patriotism.
All right, thank you. And Councilman?
Yeah, I have a couple questions. So this is sort of the preliminary approval that we're going to move in this direction. We'll get more details later on locations and so forth. My other question is, I think you did say active military, isn't that right?
Yeah, active military, vets, and then those who have died in.
Okay, yeah, and I think we have limited space, so I do think active military now would be the way to start. And then you said we have limited number of poles that we own ourselves.
Yeah, just here at the community center right now is where we thought we would start the program. And so there's 5 poles here, and each pole can accommodate 2 banners. So 10 would be the initial program. And then
Okay, and then we would first come, first serve. Again, I like the idea of if I had a family member that was active and so forth, I would be glad to either fundraise or pay for that. Of course, 150 doesn't count the initial installation of the materials and stuff. It's just the banner. And then at the end of that, it would be up for 1 year, and then the family would then get that banner to keep.
Yes.
Yeah, because we have no use for it, and they paid for it. And then we were limited to 10. I guess you'll have to come up with a system of first come, first serve, or how you're going to do that. Then we also have polls eventually, if it seems to be successful, probably over at the visitor center, the welcome center. And we'll have polls over at our parks, such as the new swim center and so forth.
Yeah.
So if it seems to be well received and it seems we got all the bugs worked out, then we can expand it. Okay, so I like the idea of trial run, and I think for right now, since there's such a limited space, I think we should just do active military at this point to start with. And if we don't have enough people, then we can expand it from there.
Okay, thank you. So would anyone like to move this item forward, item number 16?
I'll move the item.
I'll second.
And we would just add that staff will notate that priority will be given to active members first.
Sure. Very good.
Council members Abel,
Yes.
Dennison,
Yes.
Lombardo,
Yes.
Schooler,
Yes.
and Mayor Droz.
Yes. Now we move on to item number 17, Town Council Public Agency Board Committee Liaison Assignments. So we're going to review the assignments we have as town council with other agencies and see if everybody's still comfortable with what they do now or if anybody wants to change. So is there a discussion, or do we just ask everybody if they're comfortable with their assignments right now? I know I am. I'm comfortable with all the assignments I have.
And as mayor, you're going to have additional assignment, right? Since you're acting mayor?
Well, what would that be?
League of Cities?
League of California Cities.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with the assignments I've been given and established myself on both of those boards, and it seems to be going well. So I'd like to keep my assignments if everyone agrees to that.
Councilmember Schooler, were you, in the past, I've done League of California Cities, and I wondered if it was something that you were enjoying. Is it something that you've had time to attend a lot of the meetings and that sort of thing, or is it something where you needed,
Talking about Desert Mountain Division?
Yeah, the Desert Mountain Division.
I wouldn't object to flip-flopping and being the alternate.
Okay, because I have more time available now and I'm not working, and I think that's why I got out of it in last couple of years, and I appreciate your service there in doing that. But I've always enjoyed it too, so be happy to take that responsibility and make those meetings.
Okay, perfect. And so you're both happy with that, correct? And Councilmember Dennison?
I'm good with my current assignments. It's, they're all interrelated is the reason that I enjoy those committees. Thank you.
So the only change would be Councilmember Lombardo and Schooler flip-flopping on the Desert Mountain Division. And I would be League of California Cities, and the Mayor Pro Tem would be the alternate.
I'll make that motion.
Dennison will second.
Councilmembers Abel?
Yes.
Dennison?
Yes.
Lombardo?
Yes.
Schooler?
Yes.
And Mayor Droz.
Yes. Now we have future agenda items. Does anybody in the council have a future agenda item they want to bring up at this time?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, we'll move on to public comments. The town council takes this time to consider your comments on items of concern which are not on the agenda. When you're called to speak, please state your name and community of residence. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. Any inappropriate behavior which disrupts, disturbs, or otherwise impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting will result in forfeiture of your public comment privileges. The town council is prohibited by state law from taking action or discussion items not on the printed agenda. So I believe we have one person in the public that has a comment, so we'll start with her. Was that the one that?
I have several requests to speak. One,
Okay.
Patricia Domey.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Patricia Domey. I'm a volunteer at Sand and Snow Park, also at the MDLT and the Senior Center. And I just want you to know how important it is that we continue with our secondhand store. Sounds like a very small thing, but it's not small to these people that don't have a lot of money. And a lot of them have gotten clothes there, and that money that they spend there comes back, and we have certain snacks and all kinds of things that go on, but we really, really need that. It's really important for the people there. Many of them come by bus, they walk, they don't have a way to go to a lot of the stores to get to Walmart to buy anything new, but we provide a service there that is really, really important for these people. And I would really appreciate it if we could keep that store viable and for the people, for the poor people that come to the senior center. Thank you. Congratulations, Mayor.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the information. Do we have someone else? Public
Next, we have Tish.
Good evening. You pretty well know me from the Church of the Nazarene Food Ministry, and I'm also here on behalf of the Senior Center, the thrift store. I'm very active in the the Senior Center. I've been there for 10 years. The thrift store is very important to me as I clean out my closet and let some of the other seniors get the items that I no longer need. The income that we received July through October was $2,280. We paid out $2,200. For the year, it was approximately $6,500 went out. We provide coffee for the seniors and condiments. We buy gift cards for the seniors from staters who need food. We provide microwaves for the homebound that have no source to heat the food that they get on the meals. We have Pizza Day in Joshua Tree and here in Yucca. that the seniors dearly love. The program also provides the church and landers to help with their food ministry. We also have treats at the center that we provide for the seniors. We also help clothe the homeless, or if seniors come in and they don't have something on their back, we give them coats or whatever might need to be done. I have here a list of what the money goes out to. And what comes in, and I also have a petition signed by the seniors that would like to keep the thrift store open because it's very valuable to them. I invite you all to come tomorrow when we have our senior Christmas lunch to see what the seniors need and want and talk to them individually. I thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please see me at the center. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And is there someone else?
Next, we have May Hall.
We'll wait, no problem.
Before I say what I want to say and introduce myself, these are letters from seniors that cannot be here. I was asked to deliver them to the council for your review. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm May Hall. I've been a member of the senior center since the 80s. I was a volunteer, and I'm here in memory of one of our volunteers that worked until she was 102 years old. She got on the bus every single Tuesday and took care of that thrift store all day. She was not only there because she knew we were feeding those that couldn't have the money to be fed. We clothed the homeless. She was there because she got out. She socialized. And this is what a lot of them do there. There's so many, I didn't realize it till I moved into a mobile home park. I wasn't there a month. Somebody's knocking on my door. Do you have $10? The person didn't say, can I borrow it? She had no money after paying her rent and her utilities. It happens 3 times a week. How many people, they can't afford a pair of pajamas? Can you find me one? I was working one day and a gentleman come in and he said, I'm getting a job with the government. I'm going for an interview. I need a dark blue jacket and a pair of gray pants. I need a tie. We didn't have ties. I said, we'll get you those clothes. The homeless that come in, we had people that may have an accident. We didn't let them go home. We dressed them. This is what that thrift store is about. Not just to help other people. It's to get people our ages so our minds are functioning. How many people in this town, you're all going to get old someday. How many people in this town have gotten scam calls? I was so upset. 22 calls in one day, and 2 of them were for me. I've had them call, well, I'm an advocate of your insurance. I have to ask you some questions. How old are you as of right now? I said, old enough to know better and young enough to learn. A lot of people can't do that. Not at our ages. Some people, they're starting to forget. We make sure these people go home with clothes. A woman come in with one of her neighbors. What a beautiful jacket. I wish I had money for it. She didn't have no money. We gave it to her. I thank you all for listening, but please keep that thrift store open.
Thank you very much.
Frank Maderas.
Mayor and council, just, this isn't, obviously, this public comment can move forward. It's not on your agenda, so there's no discussion on the item, but just as context, this is related to our senior center modernization, and town staff is currently working in that design process to identify how this can be accommodated on a go-forward basis, so that's moving forward.
I'm only interested in having that thrift shop keep itself open. It has done a lot for everyone, and we're not like Justice Springs and them where you got all the people in the world. But the people do need it. We have the room for it. It's been working very well. Why change it? And I thank you folks that you would think of that, because the room isn't needed anyway, so it could be used for what it's being used right now. Thank you, gentlemen.
What is your name, sir? Your name?
Pardon me?
What is your name?
Frank Maderas.
Thank you very much, Frank.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
We have a request to speak by Eric Menendez.
I didn't see this. Am I supposed to hit that, or it goes by itself? Okay. I didn't know the film festival thing was going to be on the agenda tonight, so I kind of got sidetracked with that. But I've been, I wanted to thank Mayor Lombardo again for the Mayor with the Breakfast. I've been coming for the last, several months, and he asked this morning, what could you guys do to make it more effective? And I think you're doing a good job. We don't have this, excuse me, I hate talking in public. We don't have this in 29 Palms, and I've encouraged our city staff to look at it, and hopefully we can. And but one of the things I've been working on is just something with regional collaboration, bringing our towns up here together as well as with the low desert. So we've been doing some outreach in Palm Springs and working with Greater Palm Springs. And kind of on their note, I've been looking at social programs with the Mizell Center in Palm Springs, and that's a great recreation and day program for seniors. So hopefully you guys can keep that open for them, because it sounds like it's very important. So, but anyways, I look forward to chatting with you in the new year regarding our outreach down there with Joshua Tree Gateways Alliance. We're working on a digital passport, which will have visitor information as well as a physical passport, which I'm going to have mock-up samples next week. I'm also going to be, from my prior field, working with the vacation rentals, opening up our Good Neighbor class, which we did for 29 Palms, to incorporate the Yucca Valley Code and stuff for people, just to give it away as a resource for people to have as a reference. So I'll be getting that over to you guys, to look at and just as a public resource. But anyways, I will keep it short because I know it's been a long night, but thank you again for all you do for the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Is there anyone else, Leslie?
I do not have any other cards, no.
Is there anybody else? Show of hands. Anybody want to speak? No? Okay, well, let's move on. Let's go on to staff report and comments.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I appreciate your patience this evening. We, as you know, will not be meeting again until mid-January with the holidays and vacations and other absences. So we just wanted to take a minute, give you a quick update on some of the activities that have occurred or are occurring. So staff, let's keep this as brief as we can, okay? Captain?
Yep. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just briefly, it's been a very good, really, November, December for Yucca Valley. No alarming crime spikes, or sometimes around the holidays we see an uptick in DUI arrests or traffic collisions, and that doesn't seem to be the case. So thank the community members and those traveling through town. One thing that was of interest yesterday that I spoke to the town manager and a couple of you about before the meeting, yesterday there was a high-speed pursuit through Yucca Valley, started in Joshua Tree and ended in Morongo Valley with speeds exceeding 100 miles an hour through Yucca Valley. Ultimately, because of the danger level, we canceled the pursuit. The suspect driver decided to stop in Morongo Valley and was spotted by a CHP officer. So we went down there to make the arrest, and he hopped back in his car, rammed a CHP car, rammed one of our cars. Luckily, our deputy was okay, transported to the hospital, but okay. And the suspect is in custody. So that was very interesting yesterday, but a press release went out on that last night, should you receive any questions on it. Other than that, happy holidays and look forward to a great 2025 working with this council.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just a brief on the major projects that we have through the town. For the Old Town Beautification and Sustainability Project, as you can see and you notice, there is some activities there. Elk is gone completely, and now it's time for us so we can repave it. The parking lot has been repaved. If you notice, that is the alley that is in there that's not paved yet. It's just due because of a shallow gas line that is the gas company is about to move. The contractor is working on the concrete pad for the restroom that is scheduled to be delivered and installed in January 23rd of 2025. So this project is slightly behind schedule, but it will be completed hopefully by mid-March of next year. For the Senior Center Modernization Project, we are working with the contractor on this project. We are scheduled for a pre-construction meeting January 7th to discuss the project and the aspects of it. The contractor have promised to give us a construction schedule before we go into the holiday, so we know how to schedule the events. It has to schedule the senior, working with Sue and her staff for the future, know when we're going to have a cut down for the moving of the staff, and then the activity to be moved around through town hall for the seniors. For the athletic facility master plan, community center, or what we famous as for pickleball projects, the contract was awarded to a contractor for this project. We have applied for the take permit with the fishing game for the yucca trees that's in the way. We are expecting to have something from the fishing game within maybe January of next year. Hopefully, is not too much of comments and too much of revision that we need to do to it, but we are expecting that to be here from them hopefully by the beginning of next year. And then if I estimate when the project to start, I'm going to say about April or May of next year. Just because it takes time for the fishing game to come back with permits for that. And for the the Yucca Valley Aquatic project, moving forward, we are doing the grading right now. We're expecting to certify the pad, which is where we put in the building, by the end of this month. The contractors continue to work. They have 1 day. They have taken the Christmas Day and New Year Day off, and they're working the rest of the time. So we are moving. The project right now is a 15% delivered, and we keep working with the fishing game for the removal of the Joshua trees that we have on site. We finally made a headway, and then we are expecting their permits to be given to us by the end of this week, crossing our fingers. So that is where we are. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Let's conclude my report.
Thank you, Alex. Sue?
Yes. Before we break for the holidays, what we'd like to do is take just a few minutes of your time and have Clayton share some of the images of our holiday celebrations over the last few weeks. Staff has been busy, and we've had some just amazing participation. Thank you, Clay.
Sure. Council? So it's been a busy couple months, going all the way back to Spooktacular and the film festival. More recently, we've had our tree lighting ceremony. Yucca Valley Senior Center hosted its dance on Saturday, December 7th. Seniors enjoyed a festive evening, $10 per person. They sold a total of a whopping 115 tickets, and they had Wrecking Crew Express playing there. Some photos from that event. They were packed. That's pretty close to capacity for that facility and that setup. Sue, High Desert Nature Museum.
Sure, just a little bit of information. We had the Mexican Food Stories exhibit at the High Desert Nature Museum. The staff over there did something new. They actually invited the documentary filmmaker from LA and one of the abuelas, one of the grandmothers from the film, and did a documentary screening and food tasting here at the community center. So we sold out. It was really popular and really different, a really fun event. Show a little pictures there. There was 72 attendees from the community for that event. Really cool.
On to recreation, Santa letters. We wrapped that up today, got the last of those written. So we receive letters from children in the community, handwrite a response from Santa, and put those back in the mail to those kids. 138 total letters this year, and just literally wrapped that up after lunch today. Festival of Lights Parade this last Saturday. We built the Youth Commission and Recreation staff built a float this week. The wind had its way with the float on Saturday morning, and we had a bunch of repairs, but we got it all put back together, got it fully lit, and got it out in the parade. It was a blast, a really nice day. Got a little chilly at the end, but fantastic time. And this is, all the years I've been doing this with the town, this is the best I've ever seen that attended. So the community really came out in spades. Tree lighting ceremony this year. We had a great setup. We had youth carolers ages 5 to 9. We had Desert Baked gave out over 350 cookies. We had Santa. Youth Commission was there giving out Build-A-Bookmarks. The mayor was there to give his speech. Really great time and really, really well attended. And then the winter holiday celebration, we had Santa and Mrs. Claus and one of his elves in the kitchen, or in the museum. We had the kitchen making full bore all day, turning out hot cocoa and cookies. Holiday craft fair, over 50 local handmade vendors. Snow play day, 80 tons of snow on the north lawn of the community center. And we had a total of 1,255 wristbands. So that's all the waiver signatures and wristbands to play in the snow to go see Santa. So that's not counting some of the parents, some of the shoppers. I mean, big event. It was 5 hours, and we were packed from beginning to end. Some great photos. The museum was able to squeeze in a virtually full-size reindeer into that photo this year. Inches or centimeters probably from the top of the antlers to the ceiling. So, and then craft fair vendors, snow play, and that's it.
Celeste, is there anything you want to share with the council? I know museum staff has also it's just been really, really busy, and they've just been doing great.
Yeah, I was just here. So since I was last here, we did do the documentary screening. Like Sue said, it was highly successful. I'll just add that we had over 1,000 people come into that natural history room to see Santa during those 5 hours. So it was incredible. So right now we're in the middle of an exhibit changeover. So Abuelita's Kitchen is coming down this week, and we're getting ready to install Wondrous West, which will open January 4th. So.
Celeste, can you mention the extra credit?
Sure. So we just also wrapped up an extra credit opportunity. We worked in collaboration with Yucca Valley High School and their Spanish department to create a questionnaire for their students. So we had about 20 students that came into the museum, looked around that exhibit, read the panels, and had to answer some questions for their Spanish classes in order to get some extra credit. And we're hoping to also do something similar with our next exhibit, Wondrous West, with the history department. So we're going to reach out to them as well. So, yeah.
Thank you, Sue. Appreciate that. Esquire Jex, anything for the group? All right. Thank you. Well, 2024 is a wrap. We're very, very appreciative of the town council's support. A lot of great events, a lot of great programs, and a terrific result on our election this year. So With that, we're looking forward to 2025 and all that that brings. So thank you, Mayor and Council. And on December 21st, happy birthday to you, Mayor.
Thank you very much. When I'm 64. Okay, so now we have mayor and council member reports and comments. Let's start on the left here. Councilmember Dennison.
All right, thank you, Mayor. First, I want to say thank you, Chop Liver Lombardo, for a great year of leading us as the mayor. You always do a great job, and I really appreciate it. And congratulations, Mayor Droz, and certainly Mayor Pro Tem Abel. We're looking forward to this year. I think this will be a very productive year with all the new things we have coming on board. Alex, I got my fingers crossed too, so thank you. I just want to say thank you to Andrea Staley for her work that she's done. We already talked a lot about that, and Audrey Wilcox, I think, will have some big shoes to fill, but I know she's up to the task for our community. And also Charlotte Burns taking the spot for Jerry Melby. So looks like we have a couple of young Park and Recreation Cultural Commission members. One clarification, on the agenda, it shows the meeting of January 7th. I believe it's the 6th, so it might just be a little typo, so the public is aware. And other than that, I want to wish everybody a very, very safe and joyous Christmas and holiday season as we're taking a little recess until closer to till next year. I'll see you next year. Thank you.
Councilmember Schooler.
Just one thing that it was on our consent agenda that the town received a certificate of achievement for excellence in financial reporting, and I think that's noteworthy, and I really appreciate the work of town staff to make that happen. Also, congrats to the new mayor, and thank you to the outgoing mayor, Lombardo. Looking at the PRCC applications, I don't know how many we said we had, 13 or something like that. That's looking through those, that's a lot of very qualified people, I think. It must have been a difficult decision to choose who we chose. I think they're excellent choices, but we just would want to encourage those that were not selected this time to hang in there and apply again, because there were some real quality applications there. So just wanted to note that. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. That's it for me.
Thank you. Councilmember Lombardo.
Just keep it brief. I want to welcome the new members on the PRCC. I always get it weird. They have great mentors there, and I hope that it's nice to see the youth being involved and young people stepping up into positions of on the commission and that sort of thing. I think it'll be good for us. We've had a busy year, and I want to thank everybody for their help in making it a successful year for me and the town. And have a very safe and Merry Christmas and holiday season. And we're looking forward to a really great 2025. Congratulations, Mayor and Mayor Pro Tem. And we'll make every effort to make it an even more incredible year. Fantastic. Thank you. Thanks to the staff.
It does. And Mayor Pro Tem Abel.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you to the Parks and Recreation and maintenance staff for putting on these holiday festivals and so forth. It's just not the Park and Rec staff and then the Youth Commission that are there, but it's the maintenance department that helps get all those things over there and ready to go. So it takes a really big team to put on these events, and it went really, really well. It's actually so popular now, we need to consider perhaps maybe 2 or 3 different places for people to get greet the figures. So maybe Santa over on this side for one line, and maybe Mrs. Claus and a few elves over here in 2 different areas. And then if people want to go through lines twice to see both, or if they don't have that much time, because I knew we had to cut people off before the evening was over. So I think it's so well attended, we need to sort of figure out how we can get photo ops or kids up to see a character in the future, because it was really great weather and a good turnout. Also, I know that Matt's done a fantastic job with the film festival, 7th year coming, which is amazing. I just thought as he was talking, each and every year the town of Yucca Valley sponsors or does an ad in their Art Tours magazine that brings a lot of people up here. I thought maybe instead of just saying the town of Yucca Valley sponsor, blah, 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 maybe we want to put an ad in there saying, perhaps saying, thank you for visiting Yucca Valley. Please return, or please make plans to return for our film festival on, and then that date. So we're already sponsoring the art tours, but we're telling them there's another event coming up and the date of our film festival. So maybe they'll put that on their calendar as well. That's just a thought that came to my mind, but Matt's doing a fantastic job, and I want to thank him for that. And then last, I wanted to thank our museum director, Celeste Hildebrand, and our town manager, Curtis Yakimo. They went and did a presentation at Yucca Valley High School. I got to sit in on and hear, and they presented to the seniors opportunities to work in public sector, in municipalities and so forth, what jobs are available, and then also talked a little bit about jobs that are here in Yucca Valley and opportunities they might have here as well. So they did a great job talking about what kind of education you might need, what kind of experiences, what kind of jobs are out there in the public or in the public sector or in the government. So they did a fantastic job, and I want to thank them for taking their time to do that. I know the students were impressed. I was extremely impressed. And I know the teacher was very thankful for you being there. So thanks for taking that extra time.
Thank you. And I guess everything's been said pretty much. So I just want to congratulate again the PRCC members, Charlotte and Audrey. Hopefully they enjoy their stint. And I want to tell Mayor Alumni Lombardo, Councilmember Lombardo, thank you for all you've done. Chopped liver, yeah. Thank you for all you've done. And I saved my leftover jokes for Mayor Pro Tem Abel. So, no, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody, Happy New Year, and we'll see you next year. Our next meeting on January 6th or 7th, whatever it is canceled due to lack of regularly scheduled agenda items. The next regular meeting of the Yucca Valley Town Council will be held on Tuesday, January 21st, 2025 at 6 p.m. right here in the Yucca Room. Meeting adjourned.